Why we use RPOs in our offense is it allows us for our quarterbacks to make real-time decision making. So a lot of times in the NFL, they get in a huddle and they call two plays and they get up there and they either stay it and they run the play or they kill it and they audible to another play. When I was in college, when I first started coaching, we had audible systems, but what RPOs do is they allow you to audible in real time. So your quarterback doesn't have to switch from a run play to a pass play. He can make that decision on the snap of the ball. And so what are those decisions based off of? Well, we want to protect numbers. We want to make sure that we're running the ball into numbers or blockable fronts, make sure there's not extra hats there running into a blitz. And we really want to punish defenses who can't align properly. So if we put two receivers out there and they don't get 2 over 2, or if we put 3 receivers out there and they don't put 3 over 3, we want to make sure that we're punishing those teams. Or if we're playing with good tempo and they can't get lined up to us, we want to make sure that we're exploiting those defenses. So additionally, especially when you have a really good number one receiver, you can have real-time alerts with your RPO. Hey, if we're getting single coverage, we're gonna throw, whatever, a hitch, a fade, glance, whatever you want to your guy. And so other pros of RPOs, they stretch the defense, whether you throw it or not. Defenders have to go fit that thing and honor it. And your receivers, especially your slot guys, don't have to dig out those apex defenders when they get real tight with bad angles. And especially in cover 4, there's a lot of conflict defenders. And then, of course, it's the best play action because it's actually run action tied to it. So we have 3 meshes. We have ride and read, where we're going to make a post-snap decision based on a defender. We have abort and throw, where we just feel like pre-snap we have leverage and we're going to stand up and throw it. And then we have no mesh, where it's a quarterback run play, and now we eliminate the constraint of the mesh timing, especially when we're trying to get the ball downfield. And then we have 3 base concepts. We're going to throw a perimeter screen, whether it's just a 2 or a 3 receiver bubble, or maybe we'll motion a guy to a 2 or 3 receiver look. But we're going to have our perimeter concepts. We're going to have 1 read throws like hitches or slants or speed outs. And then we're going to have some vertical shots. So I'll roll through these and kind of show you what I'm talking about here. All right. So from a base standpoint, if we call run play, and so our rules are, if you're an attached tight end or H, you're going to be part of the run scheme. If you are a single receiver, you are going to run a 5 to 6 yard hitch, and if you don't get the ball, you're going to block. If it's a 2 or a 3 receiver side, we're going to bubble. And so we can tag those to get into now screens, different looks like that, but those are just our base rules. So if we don't tag it, that's what you're going to get. What we really try and emphasize is we want to push every perimeter screen, bubble or now screen to the line of scrimmage. All right, so here's what it looks like. So for us, this would be date to our open side. We have a 2-man side, so we're going to bubble, single receiver, we're going to hitch, and the tight end is attached, so he's part of the run game. We're always blocking it corner to alley. The majority of the time we're throwing the perimeter screen because the alley's cheating down inside. So we want to make sure we're heavy on the corner first, man on outside shoulder. The other thing I always tell our guys is corners will knock you out. Alley players will just tackle you and put you on the ground. So the last thing we want to do is come out here and decide we need to go crack the alley, and the corner comes flying down and puts a big hit on our guy. So here's right tray for us. Again, 2 receiver side, rules stay consistent. We have the bubble out there, single receiver hitch, 3-by-1 open. Now it's going to turn into a 3 receiver bubble because our tight end is now unattached. So that's what our system looks like. All right, so here we have base RPO looks and meshes. So one of our favorite looks are 3-by-1. We're running zone weak, so we have a tight end scooping on the backside, and then I'll just roll through some of these slowly here. So right now with the back offset, all we can do is really read this alley player right here. So our quarterback on the mesh now should be he should be getting off midline clearing. You see good mesh right here. And now he's keying that alley player. So he needs to understand, he does understand that, all right, we have a tight end plus 5 linemen, so we got 6 for 6. And now we need to be concerned about the numbers we can't handle. So if this alley player gets in too tight, if this safety gets too low. These would be things that would potentially get us to the perimeter here. Post snap now, so this is a ride and read situation. Quarterback gets off midline on our zone, backs down midline, good mesh, and now we, just like you would on zone read or anything else, and now we want to key this defender. Is he bouncing or expanding? It's a give all the way. Is he crashing? Then it's a pull. So right now, this is a pretty good decision. There's also an element in real time where, quarterback may come back off this look and say, all right, next time I need to pull this ball and throw it because that alley player is kind of hanging and going. Additionally, we're always talking about where's the first free hat coming from. So if we have a 2-man bubble here, well, we know we can take the corner. So there's one. Where is number 2 coming from? Well, if 2's coming from right there, we want to give this ball. We don't want to throw that bubble screen. But if 2's cheating inside, whether it's triggering on the run, blitzing, and now the next man's coming from all the way back here in the safety position, that's definitely a ball we want to get out to the perimeter. All right, from the end zone now. So again, you see the quarterback clear midline, do a good job getting his eyes up. The back is responsible for putting his belly button on the mesh. The quarterback's getting his eyes downfield.
What I want to do is just kind of show you how we categorize our RPOs and a little bit of context about who we've been. We've been extremely successful in the state of South Carolina. We've won 4 state titles in the 4 of the last 5 years. Had some really good players, but we've typically not played with a traditional RPO quarterback. We've always kind of played with an athlete back there. So a lot of our stuff is quarterback run game oriented. So what I did is I just actually pulled this playlist earlier and did some spring practice film, some game film, a lot of different things. So a couple different variations of what we do. But our categories of what we teach, we're going to teach the first and second level read, post snap, run or throw out of the pocket. And that's kind of your triple option stuff where the quarterback has the ability to pull it on the zone read or the counter, and then he can take it and attack an outside linebacker and throw it. And it also ties into your stick quarterback draw stuff, your stick Q counter stuff, where the quarterback has the ability to throw it from in the pocket or run it, depending on what he's doing. We have what we call our second level post read, post snap in the pocket. That is a lot of the stuff that Coach was showing earlier, where we have some type of run called and he's riding the mesh, and then he's reading a second level defender, whether you're controlling him with a bubble or an out or a pop. We've had a really good time with that over the years. And then the third one is the third level read in the pocket, where we're reading a secondary defender. Typically it's some type of drop safety, dropping down for run support. So we're going to control him with some type of slant or bubble slant or something like that. So let's draw the first one up. This is first or second level read, post snap, run or throw in the pocket. So what this stuff is, guys, again, we're a lot of quarterback run game, a lot of Q counter, a lot of quarterback draw, a lot of quarterback trap, a lot of empty stuff. So what we've started doing is tagging an RPO with the quarterback run. So essentially what we're doing is we're running like quarterback trap, and we're going to read a linebacker in the box. So the whole premise behind this quarterback run game, and Coach alluded to it earlier, is you gain an extra hat. So essentially what we're getting is we're getting 7 guys on 6 in the box. Well, if we read this guy and he plays the back, then you end up getting 7 on 5 with the quarterback running the ball. If the wheel wants to play in the box and be aggressive with the run, then the quarterback has the ability to kind of throw it on the run, like Coach was showing earlier, to number 3 over the ball. So we call this quarterback counter, and then we just tag a post-wheel combination with it. It's kind of a wordy play call, but it's been really, really nasty and really, really good for us. We get asked the question all the time, do you worry about your linemen getting downfield? The answer is no. I think we've been called maybe one time in 5 years. So if you ever worry about that, just make a stay call. Just make a stay call and tell your lineman to stay on the first level of defender. Basically what we're doing is we're going to run quarterback counter into the boundary. and then we're going to read this guy right here. So we run a ton of quarterback counter, whether it's with guard tackle pull, guard H-back pulling, whether it's guard tackle pulling, whether it's the quarterback and the back and the guard, the guard and the tailback as a second puller. So we do it a bunch of different ways, but everybody's blocking counter. Okay, the quarterback is going to take his quarterback counter footwork, which, you know, to time it up, he wants to take 2 lateral shuffles, okay, and then he's going to make a decision based on what that linebacker does, okay. If the linebacker commits to the quarterback, he's going to throw the wheel route on the run, okay. If the linebacker runs with the wheel, okay, then the quarterback is going to keep it, okay. So we ran this a bunch. This is just a really clean clip of it. So, you know, I wanted to put this one on there. All right. Now, again, we have never had a true H-back. You know, you guys that are high school coaches, y'all get that. We can't go out and recruit one. So we're just kind of putting who we can find in there at H-back. So we don't really want that kid backing up into the quarterback. He should be pulling and tracking this linebacker right here. All right. So the quarterback's going to make a decision based on what the linebacker does. And you can see here the quarterback does a really, really good job, okay, of attacking the line of scrimmage, and then the linebacker commits to him and then he throws him on the wheel route. Now, I was really mad at my running back coach for putting this kid in the game. So when you run the wheel route, you want the wheel route ran down the numbers, okay? He is way too wide there. He is way too wide. So I think the beauty of this thing, too, is if there are guys out there that are running some like wing tee stuff or some, you know, some buck sweep stuff or things like that, you can run this same kind of concept. But quarterback counter, 2 lateral shuffles. He's going to read the wheel. If the wheel commits, he throws the back on the run. If he runs with the wheel route, the quarterback keeps it. Okay, pretty good play right there. He'd have been a touchdown if he'd have stayed in bounds. And the big coaching point, too, guys, is you want your quarterback to really get up into line of scrimmage. Like, I think his footwork's pretty good. 2 lateral shuffles. But he wants to attack the line of scrimmage like he's running, because if we do run quarterback counter and the wheel runs with the linebacker runs with the wheel and that guard kicks that 5 technique out, then we're going to hit that thing up inside of the guard's block, okay? So he's got to hit it tight to the line of scrimmage. So another way that we like to run it is we'll run it to the twins. What we'll do is we'll just call it like F seam or something like that, where we'll run quarterback counter to the overhang player. So the Y receiver is going to run what we call an occupy, and he's going to outside release that guy, and he's going to run and hold the free safety in center field, okay? We're going to read that outside linebacker. So the quarterback is running his quarterback counter footworks. You've got the H-back as a second puller, and now the quarterback is going to read the linebacker. So if the linebacker commits to the quarterback, he throws it on the run down the seam, okay? If the linebacker runs with the seam route, the quarterback just keeps it. So it's really, really cool because these guys are in such conflict. You know, Coach said in his thing about putting the linebackers in conflict. Like, we constantly want to put people in conflict. So he's playing the run, and then all of a sudden he sees a route and he didn't know what to do. So this is a really good job of working down the line and then throwing it on the line right there. So if the outside linebacker runs with the back, the quarterback keeps it. And then if he triggers and plays run, we throw it right in behind him. Okay? It's a pretty good play right there.
Coaches, Rick Stewart with All Access Coaching, where we're all about coaches helping coaches. Thanks for watching the video. And I've got to ask, please hit the subscribe and like button below. The like button really helps us with valuable data as to what videos to make and upload in the future to help you out. And the subscribe button will notify you when we upload new content to the channel. This channel is not specific to an offense or a defense. It's not even specific to Rick Stewart. I fly over the country filming college coaches and state championship coaches about their offenses, about their drills, about practices, about defense, about program building, team building, fundraising, and weight training. It's all about coaches helping coaches. So thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe and like below. And as always, better today, but never as good as tomorrow.